It's time for Animaniacs.
Out of every scene.
Cartoon work of art.
I wanna be.
Terrible to remember those from in the universe.
Solee, one of my Christmas favorite movies I always used to watch as a kid. I remember laughing my little 8-year-old behind or 10-year-old behind at movie Home Alone, starring Macaulay Culkin.
The love of my life.
Love of your life.
Truly.
A little creepy. Home Alone, if you don't remember, stars Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McAllister. And we start out right there with his family.
They are so dysfunctional.
Now, how big is your family?
Extended may be larger than his,
Extended?
but immediate, not at all.
I'm from a big family. Like, that was, like, dead on.
Okay.
Like, what a crazy gathering of people is. And then, like, you know, they order a million people. They had probably too many characters. Like, how many of his siblings could you name?
Not name, but I remember other
Buzz?
Personality types. Oh yeah, Buzz had a big stupid roll-up face. I remember his red-haired brother and his snotty sister.
So we learn right away that Kevin feels not super great about his family. Thinks they're all being mean to him.
Well, in his defense, they're all a bunch of name callers. Everybody expects Kevin to be just so pleasant all the time, but all he is faced with is people just calling him names all the time.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
What do they expect?
So the pizza incident happens. He spills milk all over the passports, which, granted, sucks.
Well, who puts them all in the center of the table, though? There's a ton of
That's-
people there. That was like, oh, let's throw our passports here.
It's a mistake.
Yes.
And Uncle Frank did his line, which I remember at the time being a little kid going, oh my god, did you just say that?
He knows I ate sausage and olives and
Look what
onions
you
and-
did, you
Basically, he makes a wish. What's his wish?
Well, no, he wants his family to disappear.
He wants his family
Yeah.
to disappear. And the next day, they accidentally leave without him.
Which is so messed up.
They count the neighbor kid, which that was pretty funny. So they end up leaving for Paris without him. They end up getting on the plane, and they don't realize. So the mom doesn't realize till she's in the air, and she does her famous.
Kevin!
Actually, I should have said beforehand. We meet our villains of it, the Wet Bandits.
Oh, Joe Pesci and his gold tooth. Ching!
I think what kind of struck me is they have a very elaborate plan to like rob a house. You know
Well,
what
those
I mean?
houses are worth a lot of money, though.
Right, but he's got like a full police uniform. Then
Well,
he
that
shows
probably
up.
doesn't take much these days. You could probably go to Party City. I mean, the trick would be to find one that's not Sexy Cop. That's probably as elaborate as it got.
Yeah. You think it was Sexy Cop?
Well, no, I mean, like, to not find Sexy Cop.
Like if his pants just all of a sudden like pulled
Bloop!
out.
Yeah. Dance party time.
So we have Marv and Harry, Joe Pesci, his finest role, and they're a bunch of buffoon crooks who are just going to get beat up the entire movie, or I should say, just the last 20 minutes or whatever it was.
Well, they certainly have their moments. He slips on the ice, when he's running away from. Well, we'll get to that.
Kevin finally gets his own cheese pizza, and they had a little movie thing. Do you like the movie thing where he's rewinding and telling the pizza guy?
I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. 1, 2, 10.
I think got kind of long here. Like, there's some parts I thought they could have cut out. They don't need like the whole toothbrush scene.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he had to see the creepy guy in the store, though, and the guy had to give him that look. And
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think he
Speaking
needed
of
that
the
much
creepy
build-up.
guy,
Yeah.
Because at one point in the movie he goes and is like, oh, I know there's some things about me, but just so you know, none of it's true. I'm like, I wonder why there's some things about you. Maybe because you stare into people's windows. Just all creepily and stuff. It's a kid's movie. It is over 2 hours long.
Oh, it was really lengthy. I was surprised, too, but I was so into it, even at damn near 30. I mean, I guess I could hold, but my 6-year-old had a hard
I'm just
time,
saying there's some fat you could trim out.
No, well, that's the thing, though. What, though? I mean, I felt like everything
The
was...
toothbrush thing, the furnace thing, gone.
I guess.
And I do like about Kevin how he's super smart, but at the same time, you know, he's still just a child. When he goes to see the Santa,
Oh, and he knows he's not the
and
real
like the
thing.
Santa's like smoking. by his
Yeah, and
car.
he's got his parking
He's like,
ticket.
"Ah."
He has his beard all hanging down.
And he's like, listen, I know how this works. But then he doesn't really know how it works. That was kind of cute.
Yeah, no, I thought, well, you know, I love Kevin. His character, I love Macaulay Culkin, so anything he did was pretty adorable, and I thought it all kind of contributed to his whole creating that 8-year-old
Right.
personality type within the story. But I guess I could agree with you. That's 2 hours long is much for
Right.
any kid's movie.
But anyway, all of a sudden, I don't know if I call it a tonal change, but it's almost a completely different movie the last half hour.
You say so?
Yeah, because it's all slap. I mean, there's a little bit of slapstick, but it's just boom. They hit you hard over and over again. The last half hour when he sets up the house. By the way, kid an engineer? Like, what is going on here?
He's an amazing engineer. He's got this mastery of physics, apparently. Like, the kid's got a lot going on. I mean, he's your future engineer, apparently.
So anyway, the Wet Bandits, they want to get the house. This is the big one. They
They
think
call it
this
the
is
silver bullet or the golden egg or something like that.
something.
Yeah.
Silver goose, I don't know. Something.
And that's the one, Marvin. That's the silver tuna.
This is set up, he's a little fun house. I think that still holds up. I think Harry and Marv, they sell it.
Oh, no, they do. And what I find actually is impressive is that he had time to go to the church, and then he's like, oh, I have an hour left. He sets all this up in an hour.
Right.
And then it goes like magic.
So in the end, spoiler alert, saved by old creepy dude.
Well, he hits him with the shovel. That was even better because weren't they always talking about how he kills people with the shovel? And then in the end, that's what ends up saving him is that he not killed, but he bashes the guy in the head with the shovel. Mm-hmm. I think
Does not kill them.
does not kill them.
It's a family movie. So the mom at the end, it actually had a nice heartwarming ending.
I disagree with you though because his mom, they hug each other and he's like she asks him to forgive her and he like kind of looks at her like he's not going to and then he does and yeah, that was all very heartwarming. And then the dad and all the brothers and sisters come in and they all have this big hug and then they all go about their business. I'm like, are you serious? Your kid you were in another country.
Yeah, they're like, hey Kevin, anyway, moving on.
Yeah, what the hell was that all about?
Underrated this movie that I forgot was as good as he was. John Candy, I thought was very good in this.
Oh, that's right. Well, he just kept bringing up the most awkward conversations in that van. She just wants to get home, and he's like, oh, let's talk about this other awkward conversation.
But I did leave one at a funeral parlor once. Yeah, it was terrible, too. You know, I was all distraught and everything, you know, the wife and I. We left the little tyke there in the funeral parlor all day. All day. You know, we went back at night when we came to our senses, and there he was. Apparently he was there alone all day with a corpse. Now, he was okay, you know, after 6-7 weeks. And I came around, started talking again.
So, our review here, was it a 10 or were you 10?
I'm still going with 10. I mean, yeah, it was long, but
long.
at damn near 30, I can appreciate how long it was. That's what she said. But you, on the other hand...
Family movie.
I'm sorry.
No, I am going to agree with you. However, it wasn't as good as I thought it was, I would say.
Oh, no, I don't know. I still laughed out loud. I don't know if it's because
did.
I still have all these love for Kevin, clearly, and that's probably borderline.
That's why
creepy.
I'm saying it was a 10, and you were also saying it was a 10.
Yes, yes.
So it's 2 was a 10s.
10!
So check it out again. It was pretty good.
Yay!
Thank you guys again. We have a special treat for you next time, too, so stay tuned.